Hello class, my name is Manuel Sosa. Today I will be discussing strategies that improve communication overall, allowing it to be more effective in our professional lives. In the published literature, I was able to find articles that discussed evidence-based methods to improve effective communication within a nephrology unit. I understand that not everyone works in this type of unit, but I felt it was relevant as the strategies discussed allows for, quote, care coordination efforts to facilitate safe and quality transitions of care and continuity of care delivery, end quote. And this is in the Peyton article. Some of the methods I will be going over have already been touched upon to a degree, so I will not go over these topics as in depth. In the study by Peyton, the author stated that the patients were more likely to adhere to treatments when the provider was more effective in their communications. Similarly, she stated that, quote, effective communication skills include effective verbal communication, active listening, interpretation to body language, empathy, confidence, charisma, and cooperativeness, end quote. I will talk about a few of these skills and how they can be improved upon within our own practice. With this in mind, effective verbal communication should be short and to the point so as not to reduce the chances of misinterpretation. Similarly, medical jargon should be limited as it may further confuse the patient as they may not understand completely what is being conveyed. With regards to active listening, one should try to focus on the conversation at hand and not be focused on other tasks or patient care that are still needing to be done. At the least, the listener should be able to understand the concepts that is being conveyed to them by the patient. They don't have to understand or be able to repeat word for word, but be able to at least teach back to or rephrase the patient's question. The nurse who is effective in listening will allow the patient to finish what they are saying with minimal interruptions so that the patient feels like what they have to say matters. Similarly, empathy is essentially putting yourself in one's shoes so you can understand where they're coming from. So this allows for others to see that one is doing their best to understand the person's perspective. This is effective for improving both patient-nurse interactions as well as peer-to-peer interactions. Um, on Another thing that cooperation is a must. Cooperation is a must as care of patients is a 24-hour process. It is important to ensure that all members of the healthcare team are on the same page. This includes not only medical care staff like physicians and nurses, but as well as other staff within the multidisciplinary team like speech therapy, physical therapy, and occupational therapy. The last thing I'll touch upon is charisma and confidence. When dealing with critical information, it is important to be aware of nonverbal cues. This can be either through the provider, the healthcare worker, or even the nonverbal cues the patient gives off. So when speaking, one must be able to convey to others and ultimately persuade them of a particular viewpoint. This should be done with a sense of confidence. A person can be perceived as more believable when they are confident in what they are saying. For instance, a nurse or another healthcare worker cannot convince a patient to perform lifestyle changes like diet or smoking cessation if the nurse cannot articulate in a confident manner the ramifications of not changing that behavior. By being able to practice and strive towards improving our communication skills, we can improve the flow of patient care while continuing to practice safe, patient-centered care.